Hello, football fans. It came and it went, and it was very memorable and wild. Super Bowl 60. I'm still amazed. The Super Bowl has turned 60. They say life begins at 60. But yeah, the 60th edition of the big game took place on Sunday, February 8th, 2026, and it featured the Seattle Seahawks and New England Patriots in a rematch of 11 years prior when they met in Super Bowl 49, but Seattle lost because Russell Wilson is a blooming idiot. Um, so this game, it was something. But before I continue with the game, let's talk about the proverbial elephant in the room. You know who has two thumbs and really enjoyed that halftime show with Bad Bunny? This guy. I enjoyed the halftime show. Bad Bunny is amazing. I've been a fan of his for a few years. I still don't know that much about his music. I've heard a few things, but it's mainly my fandom is mainly due to the fact that I've seen him in WWE quite a bit. He's made appearances for them for the last few years. He was even in the Royal Rumble. You can believe that, and of course he was one of the many people who held the memorable 24/7 championship. I remember when he handed the title to R-Truth once. That was amazing. But of course, he was in one of my recent favorite films, the long-awaited sequel to Happy Gilmore. Of course, the original will celebrate 30 years this Monday. And of course, Adam Sandler was in attendance. I think he was supporting. His co-star Benito. He's the man. And but yeah, I love Bad Bunny's. I love Bad Bunny's halftime performance. He was amazing. He showed out, and it was great to see Lady Gaga with him. It was just an epic show. It's one of my all-time favorites, up there with Shakira and J Lo 6 years ago, which Bad Bunny was also part of, and of course Super Bowl 56 when they had all the legendary rap icons on there, and Mary J. Blige. That was amazing too. So this one, it was really awesome. Bad Bunny needs to do this Super Bowl halftime thing again. There will be a walk. They don't do back to back years with performers, but he needs to do this Super Bowl halftime thing again. It'll be awesome. Maybe Super Bowl 65. That's a milestone. Just imagine the Packers and Bad Bunny. Beautiful. As for the game itself, it was interesting. The scoring was slow. It was 3-0 after the first quarter and 9-0 at halftime. All the points in the first three quarters were scored by that man, Jason Myers. 4 field goals. That ended up being kind of being enough for the most part. But 3 quarters without a touchdown. First time that ever happened in Super Bowl since Super Bowl 53, which was won by the Patriots. And but yeah, Jason Myers was basically winning this thing by himself. But I was saying to myself, I really hope he becomes MVP because it never happened before. A kicker being Super Bowl MVP, and on the milestone 60th one. But Kenneth Walker III was having a game too. He was running the ball very well. Didn't get in, but still he did just enough. Speaking of getting in, we finally had a touchdown in the fourth quarter. A.J. Barter's touchdown catch made it 19-0, and I said it's over. There's no way New England's catching up. New England finally scored a couple, but it was too little, too late for the Patriots. And when all was said and done, it was all she wrote. 29-13 ended up being the final score in favor of the Seahawks. The Seahawks won it, got their payback. 11 years in the making. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl for the second time in franchise history. And the MVP, like I said, I was really hoping it would be the kicker, but it ended up going to Kenneth Walker III, which is fine. Honestly, as long as they didn't give it to Darnold, I was good. Because Darnold didn't have a good game. He damn well never does. Kenneth Walker ran for 135 yards, which was the most by a running back in a Super Bowl since Terrell Davis in Super Bowl 32. We need not talk about that game. So yeah, and Kenneth Walker's long runs kind of set up at least one, if not two, of those field goals that Myers made. But I will say Kenneth Walker earned that MVP, and I'll be honest, I do say it as a guy who had him on fantasy this year, and I think I won a championship with him. So yeah, congratulations to KW3 for the MVP nod and for getting that Lombardi. What a season for the Seahawks. So there it is. The Seattle Seahawks, champions of the National Football League for the second time in franchise history. Of course, their only other championship was Super Bowl 48, that memorable blowout game, which started with a safety and then ballooned on the way there. It was pretty good last few months for Seattle, for Seattle sports. Seattle, the Mariners, they almost won their first pennant in franchise history, had their best season in team history. Then the Seahawks with the Super Bowl. The crack in the NHL, they're actually doing pretty decently. And I just read that Seattle may get the NBA back, and it would be something if it's the Sonics again. But so yeah, Seattle's gonna may get the NBA back in about a year or two. I've heard that story. So everything's coming up Seattle right now. The Seahawks, they are the champs. They are celebrating. Like I said, Kenneth Walker's got the Super Bowl MVP. Jason Myers had a hell of a game. Had 17 points, 5 field goals, and 2 extra points. That's a lot. So yeah, what a season! What a wild end to to an insane season. And the day after, Monday, February 9th, officially began the longest off season in sports. Remember, football is a long off season. Well, the NFL does. Of course, there's other pro football leagues, like the United Football League starts next month, and of course you have the Canadian League, which starts this summer. But for the NFL, the next time you hear any big NFL talk is draft time. That's in April, and then a few weeks after the draft in May, you'll hear the schedule announcements. What's going to start. Well, we do know this. Seattle will host opening night, but we don't know against who. Something tells you it'll be in a divisional game. I think it'll be them and the Niners. I just have that feeling. But and of course the regular season starts up in September, with preseason taking place in August. So yeah, it's gonna be a long off season, the longest in sports. But something tells you it's gonna fly by like that. So once again, congratulations Seahawks for winning Super Bowl 60. And Super Bowl 61 is barely over a year from now, next Valentine's Day, February 14, 2027. Also in California, but just a little bit further south in Inglewood, SoFi Stadium. That's where the Rams and Chargers play. And that stadium hosted Super Bowl 56, which the hometown Rams won. So, Super Bowl 61, February 14, 2027 at SoFi. ESPN and ABC will have that on television. So, that's my recap of Super Bowl 60. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe. You want more. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. And the link, that's my story on Vocal. Check it out when you can. And the next time I talk sports on TikTok, it'll be the NHL. It's in the Olympic break, and I'll let my fellow hockey fans know where their favorite teams stand. I know where mine does. So, again, congratulations, Seahawks, and stay tuned.